channel. On today's episode, we're finally working on the lighting setup for the Coleman. I know I've showed you guys shorts, and in my last video, I showed you all my parts, and I kept saying, we'll get it soon, we'll get it soon. Today's the day. I got the 1 foot peg welded. I'm not going to show you my welds because they are really shit. Other than that, I'm going to do one more overview of everything I bought here for this setup. So down here, I have all of my parts. I have my rear tail light. I have my adapter going from a Milwaukee M12 battery to, of course, to 2 wires. I have a tether. I did have a key switch, wasn't going to work. We have a tether that actually ended up putting a Boozers Rods and Wrenches keychain on. Sorry. Let's stop swinging. Anyway, and I also have 6-inch LED light bar that we're going to have to do some modifying, if you will, to be able to make it fit on the mini bike. So let's switch over to the GoPro, and I'm going to start tearing this thing down. Alrighty guys, so to start things off here, we're going to start by taking off our ammo crate here. Let me bring you guys down. Our ammo crate and these here, because that's where our wiring connections are. Take off the seat, and I'm going to have to, it's a sad thing to say, we're going to have to get rid of the I Heart Ethan's Mom license plate. This is zip tied on, and of course the seat hangs a couple nuts and bolts, I don't know, and those just pull right off. So it's all simple stuff. Over here in my parts box, I brought the snips, so we'll just use that to cut some of these zip ties. So well, there goes the license plate. That'll hopefully find a new home on one of the other machines. But for now, it's in retirement and gets to go over here for a little bit. Next thing coming off is our ammo crate. I had an airsoft thing of airsoft BBs in here. Kind of spilled, so those get to finally be cleaned out. So 1, 2, and 3. 4, and there they go. Alright, I got zip ties to clean up now, but I'm taking this over here to the garbage can. Dumping it out nice and clean on the inside now. I had a zip tie in there still. So let's shut this up. That ain't going on for a little bit either now. Let's clean up these zip ties so we aren't leaving a mess. And these, of course, garbage can. So, of course, we're going to have to take off this rear reflector there. Let me get you guys the rear reflector, seat, and the plastics that are on here. I think first thing I'm going to do, take off the plastics because that's easiest. Just grab them and pull them off. As you guys might have saw in one of my shorts, I have Boozers Rods and Wrenches stickers now. I've been selling them $2 each. Hit me up if you guys want any. Either comment down below, or if any of you guys know me, just let me know, and I can get you guys some of these. Let me get the other one off here. So this is saying, let me get this, as I was saying, let me pull off this other, this other little plastic, like I was saying, stickers now. Those can come over here with all the other parts. Next is going to be the seat. So I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at it yet to see how this comes off. I'm going to kneel down here and look. Looks like 2 bolts in the back and she'll come right off. So let's get the Craftsman ratchets out here. Actually, we'll just bring it right back here. Let's see, I swept this floor and it's still dirty. Let's start off with a 10 and go up from there. Well, that looks like it's a 10. So I'm gonna use, I guess I'll just use the deep well. I think that's gonna be my best. Actually, I'm gonna grab we have one of those Milwaukee ratchets. I'm gonna try it here, see what it'll do. So, go here. See if I can even get it on there. Actually, the 10 millimeters too big. Yeah, I guess it is. Hold up. Alright, so we're working on taking this seat off, and we have the good old Pittsburgh sockets here. Turns out the rear bolts on this seat are 8 millimeters. We have these are 1/4 inch job. I'm waiting on a extension. Dad went over to grab it for me while I sit here and film. So 2 8 millimeter bolts on the back end of this should just lift up and pull off. Once my extension gets here, we'll have this seat off in no time, of course, and we'll get to wiring stuff up. Alright guys, so off camera, I went ahead, to take off the seat, I went ahead and took off our rear fender. Just a couple of 8 millimeter bolts on here, and then on each side, and it was another 2 8 on the back of the seat, which were right in here on the frame. We went ahead too, and they sit down here. Originally, our plan was to just take one of these and come up with a bracket to mount it like that. Now what we've decided to do, we're gonna put keep the original headlight on the front, and we're mounting 2 of these on each side of the original headlight. So I'm gonna throw on the original headlight here and the mounting brackets for this, and we're gonna have a separate switch from the original headlights. So we'll have a switch here and probably one here too. And then we'll, like I said, plug the original switch in and the original headlight back in here. And I'm working on a mount for that tether switch I showed you guys earlier. Hopefully I get it done today and I can have it back on there. If not, of course, no big deal. So I'm going to set you guys back down. We're going to work on getting the 2 mounted on the side and the original headlight back on. Alright, so off camera we went ahead, I put on that headlight as I was saying. We put it on and put our brackets on there, and that's gonna be the look of it once we have everything wired up. We're gonna run the wires along the frame here, and my ammo crate I had, we're gonna put that Milwaukee battery in. We're gonna wire up. We have a switch over here, right there, and it's got double-sided tape on it. So we're just gonna mount that. It'll focus. Shit. There we go. We're just gonna mount this somewhere like right there, most likely, and wire it into, of course, the light bars. So I'm gonna put this down, and we're gonna work on wiring this some. I have the, as I was saying, I have the mount printing for the tether kill switch for this thing. Hopefully it'll be done here soon. Alright, so off camera, we went ahead, I mounted up the switch here, and this whole wiring harness is made more for, like, wiring up Jeep lights or for a vehicle, wiring up lights for a vehicle. So, relays here, we're going to get more figured out on how we want to run everything. Battery's probably going to go in the ammo crate. I went ahead and mounted on here the Taillight, and we ran the wires through here. We're going to, hopefully it'll go somewhat easily on the frame here. So next step's going to be figuring out how these wires want to go here, and we're going to mount up the battery adapter thingy. Alright, so Dad's over here working on soldering up some of the, he's gonna go ahead and put on, these are for doing your, like a battery tender. You would put one of these on your battery, and then you can just directly plug in a trickle charger into it. But we're actually going to use one of these to take from our power source for the system. Then our entire system's just going to go on one of these if I ever have to unplug it for some reason. So he's soldering the other end of one of these onto the battery adapter, and then all this will go on to the ends of our all of our lights and everything else. Alright, so the wiring has been started. Dad went ahead, we got the rear tail light. It's wired, I don't know where we got out. It's just out to wires for right now. We got the relay back here. I went ahead and mounted our battery adapter in the ammo crate. Eventually, we're going to mount that relay over here to the bottom side of that ammo crate, hopefully. Other than that, it's not going so bad, it looks like. Alrighty, guys, so before I show you guys this entire system, I do have to give my dad a really big shout out for helping me with a lot of this. He did all the soldering, being completely honest with you guys. So before I show you how bright this is, let me go over with you the details. So up front here, I have the stock headlight, and then I have two 6-inch I don't know how you say it. That's the brand. And I'll have all this stuff linked down below in the description, so you guys can check out everything I ended up buying. Other than the key switch I bought won't work, but that's alright. So anyway, I got two of those mounted to the sides using the stock brackets. As you can see, it's just a stock bracket, mounted that all up. And then I ran the bolt through right there. And it's perfect, being honest with you. So then, of course, we got everything wired to the around back here. I got my switch on the bars there. But everything's wired here. I got some shit hidden behind that. This isn't the prettiest. I'm going to clean this up some. But bring comes right on back here. Which then comes back to, I got my relay, which I'm going to have to get, I got to finish putting on the fender and stuff. Which then comes back to, I have my rear tail light. And then finally, everything is in my ammo crate. I have a Milwaukee M12 battery adapter, which then, of course, goes and powers my entire system. So over here, I think, right there, sorry. Down here, I have my Milwaukee ratchet, which, of course, is an M12. So, all you do, slot battery, you know what? And then, slot the battery in. The switch is on the bottom side. So then, all you have to do, hit the button. We've got our rear tail light and our two bright ass LED lights on the front end. As you can see, it's shining pretty good on the garage door here. So I'm gonna shut this off for now. So, and one thing is too, as you can see, there is a light on that little switch. So you got to come back here every time and hit the switch, and it, of course, shuts the entire system down. I'm taking this battery out because I need it to finish putting on our seat. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to put on the rear fender and the seat, and I'm going to clean up all these zip ties and everything, and we'll get it all cleaned up. But like I said, I got to give a huge shout out to my dad. He helped me with a lot of this, and being honest with you, he did most of the wiring on it. Like, it was, of course, me and him both came up with the ideas for stuff, but he did basically all of the wiring for this, and without him, I wouldn't be able to have this thing how it is now. So with that, I'm going to cut the camera off here. I'm going to finish this thing up and pick you guys up once it is complete. This thing is going to be badass. Alrighty guys, so I just got everything cleaned up. And to end this video off, we're going to do a comparison of the original headlights to what we have now. So as you can see, like I said, it's dark. Just got done cleaning up. So we're going to start this thing up and take her down the road and just see the comparison. So, as you can see on idle, that is our original headlight. Oh, it's very, very dim. Of course, I gotta rev up for it to actually work. I'm gonna go ahead and kick on our battery. So whenever it comes time for me to hit my headlights, I don't have to reach back and turn on the battery. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it started here. As you guys can see, you can barely see with these headlights. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit our little button here. And just like that, it is brighter than hell. And you can see everything perfectly. And I can adjust these if I want to. Actually, I'm gonna kick off there. That is straight on our new system. Holy hell. Like, this is perfect right here. This is insane how good this is. So I'm gonna turn around and do one more little lap real quick. This thing, ever since I put the torque converter on, is fucking awesome. So here, I'm gonna kick on the original. Actually, I'm gonna come around this corner and do it because there's deer that sit on this corner. Alright, now that I'm around the corner, I'm gonna turn on my original headlight and kick off. And as you can see, the comparison, you can barely see with this light. And I'm like quarter throttle, maybe half. So I'm gonna shut this off, kick on our new lights, and by damn, adjust them a little bit. It is bright as hell. Just insane on how good this actually turned out. And I can adjust these how I have it right now. I can adjust them to whichever direction I want them to be in. So I'm gonna get turned around here and head home for the night because it is, of course, dark. said, this setup, I think in total for everything, it was like 30 to 40 bucks. And only thing you have to provide really is just a separate switch if you do it the same way I did. Let me bring her home here. Big home. Country road. West Virginia. Country road. That's my shit. This is gonna be sweet as hell for if I ever want to ride at night. So let's go home. And we'll just go ahead and come to the back, shut the system down. Boom. All right, that thing is insane on how bright these headlights are. So, actually, I'm gonna go somewhere with better lighting to end this video off. Alrighty guys, as you saw, the headlights work really, really well. I'm gonna end the video off here by just showing you again how bright these lights are and how badass this thing looks like that. Let me fix my headlight real quick. Sorry. Anyway, and how badass that thing looks coming at you. And of course we got the rear tail light too. I want to say thank you guys for watching the video. This video would not have been possible without my dad helping me with all this. So I got to thank him for helping me with a lot of this. And this video also wouldn't have been possible without you guys. The support you guys have brought me on the last couple videos is what has brought me to keep doing these videos for you guys. So in the next episode, we are going to be wiring up our kill switch. I got a mount printed, 3D printed for right here, and it's just gonna wire in with everything else. I'm gonna shut this system off again. And also, for those of you wondering, this will be back soon. I Heart Ethan's Mom will be back soon. I'm probably just gonna double-side tape stick it right here, just so it's not in the way of my tail light. But it's going back on this mini bike. So, again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more content on the Coleman, on the four-wheelers, and everything else. See you guys next time. Peace. Alrighty, guys, another quick reminder before you guys click off the video. Stickers. I still got some for sale. I got plenty of them, $2 a piece. Just hit me up down in the comments, and I'll figure out how to get you guys your own sticker. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.